wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Till until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly, bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. We got 120K Bitcoin. That has been pretty quick from being all the way down at about 108. So really nice to see. It has been quite aggressive of a move over the last 48 hours. Hopefully all of you are nice and green, except there is one outlier that we have been playing quite a bit in the Discord. MYX is down 41%. Not too surprised, but if you were in the Discord over the weekend, I think it was last Saturday, one of the things that Squid talked about was the inverse relationship of MYX to the rest of the market. And damn if he wasn't right. MYX dropping 41% while you got other coins that are up 20%. That being said, it's great having you guys here. I got to give you guys some shout outs. That is why I do this. Much love to you guys for being here. Thank you. It is an honor. Hopefully some of you caught Sin City Crypto. I was just on that show. If you didn't, go back, check it out. Did some TA for those guys. Thank you guys for having me on. Many blessings to you guys. All right, let's go to the chat here. Say what's up to everybody. Sorry if I do not see you. If you got in here early, I may not actually see your name because it gets covered up by all the polls and all the craziness here. But here nor there. We got my dude, Jesse Good Look. What up, bro? Good to see you in the chat. We got Alexandra G in the house. How are you? The mod queen herself. She's in here, of course, just holding it down. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you do. RS Miller 747. What up, bro? Good to see you. With a hello. HRJ Trading. He is one of the analysts in my Discord. My man is dropping those fire setups. Check him out. Come on over to the Trade Brigade. Join the premium section. I'm telling you, it is worth it. My analysts are crushing it, man. They're just throwing out some banger trades. And also, we have a new partnership with BYDFI. If you guys don't know the deal there, if you sign up with BYDFI, it will give you access to their signals. So far, so good. I've made 2 plays with BYDFI over the last 3 days or so. Both of them were bangers. One was 20%, one was like 40%. So check it out. I mean, they are incentivized not to, I think, screw you over too much. So check them out. Come on over to the Discord. They are dropping signals over there as well. We got my man Trade Intuition in here. What up, bro? Good to see you. Thanks for being here, brother. And Deborah, what up to you? Hello. And my dude, K Diggity. No doubt. What up, bro? Good to see you in the chat, man. We got username. He loves his ladders, but he hates ETH. That's right. I'm flipping the script on you, and I'm going to tell people what you don't like. Hope all is well with you, brother. Good to see you in the chat, man. And, of course, we got my dude, Danny Quest. What up, bro? We go way back. That is my homie for real. In real life. You know what I'm saying. All right. Retro Mike Tech. What up, bro? Good to see you. He said, always doom. I mean, there is an argument. There is an argument right now where we're at because liquidity is kind of off the table that there could be a pullback. We've taken a lot of that liquidity. Who else we got here in the chat? Let's scroll it down just a little bit more. And we got RS Miller. He said, it looks like I'm 6'7". No, I am far from it, bro. I'm actually a whopping 5'8". I'm a monster, but I'm tall next to Alex O, that's for sure. All right. Who else we got in here? We got my man Mark Dutch. What up, bro? Good to see you. Hey, what up, man? We got my dude Bits of Wealth. He said, I'm here to stay. Content ideas for myself. Oh, you're gonna steal the content ideas for your stream. Fair enough, man. What I'm gonna introduce you to is the daily degen. I will say one of the things they love here most is the daily degen. So maybe you can use that. It's pretty fun. WixY Fine 8 and 9, how are you? Good to see you in the chat. And of course, we gave Mark Dutch a shout out. And we got Chris Klein in the house. What up, bro? Good to see you. Am I claiming war on you? No, username, I am not claiming war on you. But hey, man, I'm flipping the script on you, no doubt about it. All right, we got All Set in the house. What up, All Set? How you doing? We got my dude Harp. Give us the sauce. You know it, man. Hey, I think we're getting close. I think we got a few more 100 hours to go. I might be able to knock that out here, I'd say in the next month or so. And we will get our rib emojis back. Let's get it. I know you guys are excited about that. And then Melissa, hello. How are you? All right, let's go ahead and get this party started because, hey, it's looking green out there. It is looking green out there. And here we go. Looking at the bubbles. We don't need the chat up there anymore. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Look at that. All right. You guys need to see the screen. All right. MYX, like I said, man, that is not looking good. That's down 41.9%. ETH5 is up 21.9%. Looks like it just updated. SPX making a nice move at 12.8%, Aster at 9.8%, ENA at 11%. Everything else, I mean, I'd say the bulk of them are up about 4%. That seems to be the average, 3 to 4% there. Looking pretty good out there. Let's go over to the total market cap, and that is currently sitting at 4.12 trillion, up 2.98% over 24 hours. That is a huge move for the market cap. Fear Graded Index currently sitting at 51. That is neutral. Altcoin season, look at that bumping it up. 67 right now, so that's a nice move down from the 50s. And what else we got? Bitcoin dominance down about 0.5%. That's at 58. So that's good to see if you guys are invested in altcoins. Bitcoin currently sitting at 128.54 and Ethereum at 44.94. So looking good out there, but we got some more to talk about, and we will get to that here soon when we get to the TA. But the first thing we're gonna do is go to your guys' favorite segment, and that is going to be the daily degen. All right, here we go. We have the opportunity here to just degen it away. All right, you can take TradeFly's money. Hey, I got it. Funny thing, last time I did this, I played the 5 on it, the track. I got a copyright. It wasn't a strike, but it was like they kind of like smacked my hand a little bit. And I was like, hey, don't do that no more. And I was like, all right, I guess, all right. But so I'll have to sing it to you. I got 5 on it. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put $5 on this, just so you know. Not a lot of capital. We're degening it. We're not doing a lot of TA here. Let's see what you guys are voting right now. You are 72% Moon. 72%. It's not even close. There's 18 votes in right now. That looks like we're going for it. All right, so there you go. Now, the important part of this, it's not about, you know, doing all the TA. It's kind of a proof of like, you can do all the TA you want, and thank you BYD for no fees. That's much appreciated. Always helpful, especially when I'm degening my money. But the important thing is hey, like, how are we gonna protect ourselves, right? Like, man, this is not where I would go along, by the way. But it's all right. Let's look here. We get over or under the moving averages. What'll that's a 33% slap in the face, but that's all right. So we're gonna set our TP and our SL. That's about a 1-to-1, maybe just over. See, like right here, you see the horizontal. You see it. I wouldn't be surprised if it worked up there and got an initial rejection, but that's okay. We're gonna swing for the fences here. It's about a 1-to-1, so about 30% to 30%, 33%. But here nor there, we're gonna set it and forget it. All right, if it wants to take, you got it. There you go, BYD. You got it. So yeah, we'll just set it, forget it. We'll come back to it, and we'll see how this thing plays out. But it's really funny to see how often you guys win because it's sentiment based. All right, we're having a good day. The market is trending. You guys literally just, most of the time, if it's really, really bad, you're like, all right, doom. And you guys win a lot. And it's just a sentiment-based trade. But the proof is that you guys can do this, even if you're not the greatest at identifying things on the chart. Practice risk management. And this can teach you risk management. And I wouldn't say use real money if you can paper trade, but if it takes real money to get you going, all right, just use $1. It's okay. Like $1 is fine for you to learn the concept of how to actually appropriately use risk management. Now, understand, if I was doing this, I wouldn't get into it. Like, I'd be looking for a 2-to-1 before I even think about doing this. And if we're close to that, then I would probably do it. But a 1-to-1 probably wouldn't interest me generally. Actually, looking at this right now, I do see a little horizontal. Yeah, but I want to protect myself with the moving average. That's all right. I'm going to squeak this up just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, cool. So, you know, anyways, it's something for fun. Looks like you're pushing up right now, getting up to this horizontal. If you break that horizontal, man, you guys could be looking saucy. Already up 10%, but it's 20x. That's easy come, easy go. All right, let's get away from it. Let's get away from it. All right, let's see how this plays out, because that's the fun part. Just know that you might get rejected right there. Economic calendar, let's see what we got here. Anything that's worth my time. You got unemployment rate. That's going to be on Friday. FOMC minutes is going to be next week. Michigan consumer sentiment, cool. Core inflation rate, month over month, year over year. And then inflation rate, month over month, year over year. That's going to be next Wednesday on the 15th. So keep an eye out for that. That can shake the market a little bit. And let's go over to the liquidation heat map. All right, now, this one, we zoomed out. We're on the monthly. And the reason I zoomed out and I look at it a monthly, right? Because we had a really big push up. And you can see, like, we pushed up. We took most of the liquidity that's on the table. Most of it is off the table. So that opens the door up, especially when you start getting to these colder areas where it's really just, there's nothing there, right? There's dark. That means that the short positions have been beaten into submission, essentially, right? Your stop losses, they're stopped out. Your leverage long or your short positions have been pretty much wiped out. They've been liquidated. So now it's like, damn, like they're just like, all right, cool, we're done with this. And then what happens is a lot of times you'll see the market reverse and go in the direction that these people right here, this hot area, they were anticipating, right? That was their call. Their call was short. Now it's done. They got wiped out. And then a lot of times, like, it opens up the door. So I'm not going to say this is very bullish right now. The trend is clearly up and right. So you got to respect the trend until it tells you something different. So let's go over to Bitcoin itself. I got a couple key levels there marked out. I am going to keep the 107.7 up. right? Because we know liquidity is down there. We just saw that on the heat map as well, just to go back, just to validate that so you can see it. There's 1077 right there, hottest spot on the map. I just want you to see that real quick. So that is still there. All right, so if you think that's not in play at any point, do not get too comfortable with that. Now, I'm not here to say, hey, we're going down, it's got to go down, but keep it in the back of your mind. Just understand that, yeah, you have a lot of liquidity down here, just like we had some liquidity up here, but that liquidity has now been taken, right? So we've quickly moved up to this area of resistance. Now, this is actually a pretty important level right now, because a lot of the liquidity is off the table. If we start getting some aggressive selling coming in, it doesn't quite look like it right now, but if we were to get some aggressive selling coming in, one, you got the 0.786, you got a very clear horizontal here, you got liquidity off the table. All right, two things that we're going to start looking for. Are we going to continue to get these big bullish candles, right? This one right here, all right, is very, very bullish. If you were to get something like that, and this candle right here, if this candle closes and it looks like this, I'm looking for a breakout retest. All right, that would skew my bias, looking for a breakout retest of this level at about 128, 120, around there. If you see that, and then you let the candles talk to you, okay? Go to a little bit lower time frame, go to the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and start looking at the candles. And do we get these candle closes above this zone? If we do, then that is likely going to mean that we're probably going to see a continuation of price action. Where do you pretty much say, I don't know how much more we can go? 124, right? We got the all-time high right here. If we push back up to that, then at that point, once you get into price discovery, if people are telling you where it's going to go up here, it's just a flat out lie. And the reason is they do not know where these heavy hitters are, where their orders are at, or I won't say where their orders are at, or where they're willing to exit the market. Where are they willing to take profits? You really don't know that, and that could happen at any point. Now, we have put fib extensions on these before, and it actually has played out quite well. But that's my line in the sand, right? And then I would just look for the same thing. You just move this up very easily. You get a breakout retest of the all-time high, and then you're looking for that continuation. But where it goes, nobody knows. That is why they call it price discovery. All right, so understand that. All right, you're just flirting. You're flirting with a little bit of danger there. So if you get into a long position off a breakout retest of the all-time high, obviously put a stop loss there. Put a stop loss and protect yourself. That is what I will say. All right, so that's what I'm looking for right now. But if we were to get some selling pressure coming in, then we can look for a potential opportunity to come back down and retest this area here with your previous week pivot, the 0.5. Now the 0.5, again, that is not necessarily, this is obviously from top to bottom, so the 0.5 is not really the most accurate Fibonacci retracement level. It's just a line in the sand right now. But about 115.8 all the way down to about 114.5, in that range there, I would still be looking for some sort of retest of that area. And you have the moving averages. You got the 21 and the 50 that are crossing right now. So in this zone right here would be a logical area to see at least a bounce. Okay, the good news is we broke the trend. All right, we did break out, but I would like to see a retest of that area. A retest of that area would be a potential opportunity to take a long position. In my eyes, again, protecting yourself, keeping your stop losses at least below the monthly pivot. But that is something for you to keep your eyes on. And then again, like if we get some kind of major sell-off, just mark this on your charts. All right, know that liquidity is down at 1077. Know that you have the golden pocket down here as of right now. Unless we set a new high, then that changes things. But right now, you do have a very clear area. You got a demand zone as well down here. So keep it marked on your charts. Just put a notification on at like 1085, and if price comes down here, then you start evaluating. You start looking at a potential opportunity here. You got the 200 aggressively moving up right now too, so that is something to pay attention to. Aggressively moving up. You can see the trend now. If you get confluence here, as well as having liquidity, man, you get that wick down, and then you get the candle closes above, man, then you're looking for a long position. All right, so keep that in the back of your minds. Again, I would mark that on your charts and look for the opportunity there. But knowing where the liquidity is very, very important right now. Now, how do we tie in some other charts here? We're going to look at USDT dominance. Look at this, man. You're coming down right now, and you have support right here. You got the POC. Let's make sure that this is the most accurate. Okay, that doesn't change things much. Good. So you have a demand zone, you got the POC and the value area low very, very tightly correlated, we'll say. Okay, so it's all together right now. that honestly, it's not ideal. What it does tell you is there's an opportunity to have a little bit more upside, right? But the likelihood for a bounce on USDT dominance, I would say, is pretty high given what we've seen before, right? Here, here, here. All right, so it's already shown you it has a penchant to bounce in that area. What does that mean? Inverse relationship, right? If we get a bounce out of that area, what does that mean? Well, then that means that price action for Bitcoin and the altcoins is more likely to work its way down after it bounces, right? Inverse relationship. One goes up, one goes down. So keep that in the back of your minds as well. If you're in a position and you start getting to these levels, that's just where you probably start thinking about taking some profits if it correlates to an area that is on your other charts, right? And let's get rid of that. We're seeing that on the total market cap as well. Like, look at this. We're pushing back up to the highs. We just broke through a little area of resistance here. This is really your next step up, and it's not that far away. Let's go ahead and put a box on that real quick. All right, we'll take this high, that high. There we go. Move it on over. There you go, right? So it's showing you there's a little bit of room to make a move. It's showing you there's a little bit of room to make a move. Let's see what Bitcoin said. Bitcoin is just pushing up. I mean, you could argue, because this was really the area that I was really focusing on. There's obviously you're starting to flirt with the highs, man. So there is room. There is room on all these charts. There's confluence between the three of them saying there's room to continue this move up, but you might hit your head here soon. So that's what I would be looking for, honestly. And that's about the best we can do in terms of taking these three charts, tying them together, and using it to formulate a bias, right? All right, let's go over to Ethereum. That is looking great. Up 40, that's up to 4,500 right now. Perfectly out of the golden pocket, man. That's lovely. You are pushing back up now to the golden pocket inverse, right? Taking it from the high to the low here. You got the golden pocket, and then let's see here. Do we want to update this and incorporate the rest of this? That's kind of tough because it almost looks like it's stair step, but we will. We'll take that. I typically like to just keep it a little bit tighter in terms of the range, but let's see. What does this give us? Let's keep this. So it's working its way up. Again, golden pocket, you got the value area high, you got the 0.786. So you got a lot going on here between 45 to about 4,700 in terms of potential resistance, but you are getting over the moving averages on the daily. That is good. That is, theoretically, that is bullish, right? You just have a couple things that could act as resistance. Now, that being said, man, it could be on for Ethereum, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with taking a position at this point where we are at the current level because we have that resistance above us. I would like to see a little bit more of a confirmation. Let's get above the 0.786. Let's go ahead and retest that high, come back down, retest this area, and then we look for that continuation. Again, let the candles talk to you. Let it talk to you. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. All right, so don't get too crazy about it, but that is what I would be looking for in terms of like, hey, if I'm going to take a long position, it ain't going to be here. It would be right here. And you're like, well, that's silly. Why, if you're not going to take it here, why would you take it here? Well, because this is a more conservative approach. This gives you confirmations. This does not. This is saying, hey, you are potentially about to bump your head. And this was kind of aligned with the other four charts or three charts, right? The other three charts, it could push up here and you could bump your head, right? Like there's a little room to run between all of those charts. There's a little room to run, and then the fun could be done. It could be, that's, and it seems there seems to be confluence between all of them. And we saw this confluence here. We saw the confluence where it came down to a very key level of support for Ethereum, retested the high. We were calling that one. But there was confluence with where there was resistance on USDT dominance. There was support. Remember, it came down to a very clear horizontal on total market cap. So there was a lot of things lining up. Do we kind of repeat that pattern of these charts all lining up and then seeing now resistance? So for that reason, I would just say, hey, be careful. Think about taking profits. Think about, saying, hey, like if you did take this trade, this is probably where you're looking at exiting. Or, take your initial off, at least move your stop loss up, lock in some profits, do something, that will protect your money. And that's really what it comes down to here. And then, if you're like, hey, well, if it breaks out, retests and goes back up, like, am I going to lose that? You lose very minimal. like realistically, it's very minimal. Let's say that you get out, let's say it pushes up just a little bit more and you're like, all right, cool, it's time to take profits. You're looking at a couple percent. Now that's, again, that is making an assumption that it comes back and retests, but that's how you can get back into the trade with a conservative approach and not get upside down and round trip. That is the biggest thing that I see. I won't say the biggest thing. Not using freaking any kind of risk management is probably the biggest thing I see. But one of the things that I see a lot is people round tripping, right? They're posting their P&Ls. They're super happy. They're like, look at my trade that I made. I'm up 20-some percent, 30%, whatever the case may be, because they got a little leverage on that thing. And then they watch it go all the way back down. And then it hits their stop. And they're like, well, what just happened? Well, what just happened is it probably came back and took some liquidity. Like, because there's probably a lot of liquidity. All this right now, there's going to be liquidity following it all the way up. So, you know, that's all I'll say. Like, just be careful, lock some stuff in here, and win the day. Go buy yourself a fillet. All right, that is Ethereum. Let's check out the chat real quick. I see you guys got it flowing going on. Let's go. Scrolling through. We got my dude Crypto Squid in the house. What up, bro? Good to see you. My man. He's in the Discord as well, man. Dropping some setups. He's using that Bollinger Band scalping. Let's see who else we got in here. Just scrolling real quick. We got Steve Hickey. What up, bro? Good to see you, man. His username said, Retro Mike Tech said, I copy trade Alexandria. Hell yeah. All right, Chris Klein. Let's see what he's got. I've been doing a lot of dollar trades for a while now. I realized I had to take a step back and chill and learn. I took the cotton out of my ears and I put it in my mouth, so to speak. There you go, man. I mean, you're learning though, and that honestly, that's very like disciplined and mature of you that you don't see a lot of times with individuals that are investing in cryptocurrency. So, hey, props to you, man. Good job on actually getting out there. And one, like, you want to try to find a strategy that's profitable, a strategy that works, right? Like, so you lock in on that strategy. You're like, all right, cool. Like, I have a pretty good hit rate here. I'm winning trades, you know, at least, I won't say at least, but somewhere around like 50%, you know, is actually pretty decent. Even you could, if you were getting 3-to-1s or even 2-to-1s, I mean, well, really closer to 3-to-1s, like that's all Gucci, man. And that's one of the reasons I like doing the daily DGen too, is just to show you guys that like TA sometimes doesn't even matter. But oh man, it got rejected. I'm just looking at it real quick. But anyways, yeah, man, that's good. Like, lock it down, get your strategy, figure it out, start taking, because the more you do it too, is you start getting rid of some of those emotions, right? And you get confident in what you're doing. One of the really nice things too, I would say, is like learn your exchange. Like, learn how to manipulate everything on your exchange, especially if you're doing any kind of scalping or intraday trades, because those mistakes can cost you very dearly. Especially if you don't scan and look to see if you're on isolated or cross, that can get weird quick. People have had their entire portfolios just drained. So there's just a lot of things that, you know, practice and repetition will help you out in your journey with this. So good on you, man, for getting out there and actually just keeping it safe and not throwing a bunch of your money out the window. So, all right, let's keep it going. Who else we got in the house? My dude, B Team Crypto. What up, bro? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here as well. Scrolling. BTC 120K, you know it, bro. Liquid Diddy. You guys are always doing it. All right, we got my dude Al Jr. in here. You know we got to read it. But I got to screen it. Al's a wild man. All right, do it during the day, do it during the night. I don't give a you know what. How about don't drink and drive? Goodness gracious, Al. Mother, you know what? But smoking and TradeFly. Beezies. I'll say Beezies. LFG, dump it. Let's go. He always says dump it, man. Are you always short, bro? You always short in the market? All right. Let's keep it going. Kalechi, what up to you? Cheers, mate. Dusty Hunt, what up, bro? Good to see you. And I think I got most of you. All right. Let's go ahead and keep this going. We will check in on the daily DGen right now. We had a nice little push up, man. Look at this, just under the TP. Ain't that a B? Just under the TP. Gosh, Should have brought that down a little bit more. So why did I put the TP there? Why was I looking at that? It was just a very quick glance, and I was literally just looking at the horizontals. So where it got rejected, where you got support. All right, I'm just kind of grouping the price action there. Look, very clear support, very clear resistance, and then a breakdown retest continuation. That is why I put the TP there. Unfortunately, we got front run a little bit. All good. That's good. We'll just bring it down in case it pushes back up. It may retest that. Might be hard to do during the show. Is what it is. All good. All right, let's go back to the charts. We looked at Ethereum. Let's take a quick glance at the NASDAQ. I know that's just up and right forever. Yep, still doing its thing. This is unbelievable. Like, there is just, I mean, this is wild. There's not even like any like sharp like pullbacks, cool-offs, corrections. Like, it is just, ever since the whole tariff fiasco, it's just been massively up and right. So I'm not even gonna say it, but you know the area we're looking at. I don't know if it'll ever come back, but we'll be there. We'll be there patiently waiting. That's 20,000 to about 20,200. All right, here we go. Let's look at Tesla. We haven't looked at Tesla in a couple days, I don't think. Crazy that that's pulling back a little bit, because that actually had really bullish numbers. They delivered more vehicles than expectations. But I mean, so last time we talked about it, we looked at this and we're like, hey, this right here is bullish. Remember, I kind of gave you guys the spill. I don't get too wrapped around bull flags or pennants, but this right here, when you have a very quick move to the upside and you see this ascending level of support, that shows me that you're still looking for some upside, which is crazy to say when you have these big moves up, but I see it repeated. Remember, I mean, think about how many times I've said that over the past couple months, where you get these big moves to the upside, ascending level of support following that move, and all of a sudden it goes up again. So until we break that trend, man, like, it doesn't change for me. We would like to see a bounce out of this area here. That would be, I guess, a potential opportunity, but like, even then, that's kind of tough. We can do a little fib on this, but this is kind of winging it. But that does align with the golden pocket there. So that could be an opportunity here right around 420 to 430. Yeah, you little weed heads. I know that that probably is your buying area at about 420, but hey, you got a horizontal that aligns with that area as well. So could be an opportunity there for Tesla. I mean, I can't really explain the pullback on it right now. I'll say the area that I like better in terms of getting in a position, and this is one you'd have to be patient for, is where we got this buy box on right now, and that's sitting at about 370. About 370. You can see the range high here. I do like that, right? You retesting the high of the range. We saw that over and over and over again, and just coming back up to where we have this gap, filling the gap, and then the area that basically we got a little support, where it all started, right? That's an 8.62% move for Tesla. So I'm going to leave that up there. I'm not going to beat it up too much because we've talked about it before. But that I would mark on your charts. Give yourself an alert somewhere around 372. And if it comes down there, there could be a potential opportunity. Just protect yourself, obviously, with a stop loss. But yeah, that's an opportunity for Tesla there. I don't know if it's going to come anytime soon. Let's go to Cardano. That's had a really nice move. And here you go. Here you go. Let's see where. Just coming back, looking at the horizontals here, looking at the price action. So really, got a really nice bounce here. And this, here you go. So we talked about this. I did take a play on ADA, but it was outside of my typical setup. This right here. So what you saw is an ascending level of support. Now, this is a shout out to BYDFI because this was one of their signals, but I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to try it. And the reason is because, hey, I saw a nice little area of support come in, right? Bounce, structure. You built some structure here. Higher high, or not a higher high, but right there, you get a little rejection come up. Now higher high, higher low. Cool. Now we're retesting that area. You crossed over the moving averages. The 21 and the 50 had a cross to the upside. You retested those moving averages, and that's where I took an entry. But I got out a little bit earlier than this move. I only took it up to the moving averages. where we had this horizontal, and I was just kind of looking back left and saying, okay, cool, this is probably about where the fund should end. Theoretically, it did not. Conservative play, but hey, I'm out and I made profits. Again, you know, shout out to BYDFI dropping signals in the Discord. Now that's a 2.39% move. I put, I believe, 10x leverage on that one, so that was a pretty nice play for me. Worked out quite well on Cardano. And well, let's see what else. So actually, let's actually look. Let's look a little deeper at Cardano, shall we? All right, let's move this. I mean, this fixed range volume profile covers a lot of ground. I don't know that I necessarily like it. Let's go ahead and pull that back a little bit and kind of look at the ranges here. Just trying to break up the price action just a little bit. Let's go ahead and put a fixed range on this area right here. Coming into the range, got it. Boom. All right. So yeah, there you go. That now gives you the value area low there, where you got that bounce rate alongside. It looks like the 50, I know, correction. That is actually the, what is it? The dynamic reactor. All right, so that's a ChartPrime thing, the purple line there. But yeah, you got the value area low, or correction, the value area high. You do have a very clear horizontal when you start getting up to about 93 cents, and you have the trend line, right? So this trend, do not discredit it yet. All right, and the reason I say that is if we continue to push up and you interact with value area high as well as this trend line as well as a horizontal, all right, this ain't gonna be perfect, but if you interact with this area, I would say that your initial reaction to this area is probably gonna be a rejection. Why? Just look. Like, we've yet to break it. All right, you keep seeing rejections over and over and over again. Now, that being said, one of the things that I want you to look for though is a wick up above this pink box. All right, a wick above that pink box. What is happening if you see that wick up above the pink box and then you see selling pressure come in pretty quickly? That's just coming up and grabbing some of the liquidity that's up there. All right, so grabbing some of that liquidity. Let's go ahead and mark that. And really, from here to about there, pink box on pink box. Let's go ahead and make that green. You know what I mean? All right, so if you have a push up in price action and you dip into this area with a wick, selling pressure comes in, you start to reestablish the range below, I would say you're gonna come back down and retest this level here, where at least you have the moving averages and a horizontal, and that starts at about 86 to about 85. So keep an eye on that. That could be a potential short setup. Again, you wanna look at these other charts as well, right? We talked about USDT dominance, right? That's approaching an area of support. We talked about the total market cap approaching an area of resistance. Bitcoin, Ethereum, those are approaching areas of resistance as well. Cardano, it has the opportunity to move a little bit more, we'll say exponentially, right? Because there's not as much liquidity or capital, you know, behind Cardano. So yes, it is considered a large cap in terms of cryptocurrencies, but it can move exponentially if we get that move up. And it would come right back into an area that we know that we have horizontal resistance as well as liquidity. So for that reason, I would be looking for a potential short. And again, the candles will talk to you. All right, so if you're looking, you see that wick, let's go ahead and draw a little something for you. All right, it's really hard to draw wicks, like straight lines. There you go, it's crooked as heck, but it's all right. If you're seeing this, all right, these are the bodies of the candles here in a janky way. If you're seeing something like that, then this is telling you right there that there's selling pressure coming in, and more than likely it's just taking this liquidity. You might see a swing failure pattern, all right, and then continuation down back to this level here for a little retest before you ultimately see it bounce back out of that zone. All right, so I would be keeping an eye on that. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that could happen, right? And we need to prep ourselves for that. And to the contrary, if you see it push up, and you get one of those big impulsive candles where you start seeing some closes. Like look here, like you weren't really seeing candle closes in this area. All right, but if you start getting a candle close here, let's see if we can halfway draw a good one. There you go. You start getting this, right? That's telling you a whole different story. A whole different story. That's saying that, hey, we might have an opportunity for a little breakout retest. All right, so where we see the price action work its way up, come like that. So draw your line in the sand. That's kind of one of my big things is like, hey, I got this key level that I'm looking at. I know it's important. The price action, the candles are telling me it's important because we've seen a reaction already. We've seen it multiple times over. And I think that you're going to see some sort of strong reaction to that area. And then you can really formulate your bias. From right here, it's really hard for me to say, hey, take a long position, because the other thing you might want to think about here, and I'm just kind of seeing that as we're going through this live, is really the trend is potentially still forming a little bit of a channel. All right, so it looks like you're getting a little bit of a channel here, and that is to the downside, unfortunately. I know some people are like, hey, this is bullish. It's actually a bullish pattern. You guys know my thoughts on that. All right, yeah, it could be bullish all the way down and just keep following that thing, and then that's bullish to you. I would argue maybe not. So just be careful with that, calling it bullish, thinking that you're, guaranteed some sort of a breakout, because at this point too, as it continues to work its way down, you get a breakout and you just hit your head almost immediately on this horizontal. So it could be very short-lived. Here nor there. That's a couple things for you to look at on Cardano. I don't know, I'm not saying I don't know. I would not take a long at this point right here. Potentially, I don't know if I did say this, but if we come up, get a little rejection, and then you get some bullish structure out of that area, that could be worth a flyer. That could be worth a flyer coming down, retesting the moving averages, this horizontal. I think I did talk about that, but let's go ahead and just put a quick little box on that. Just kind of see, is the juice worth the squeeze here? Coming back up to the value area high, 6.4% move. Can you get a 2-to-1? Yeah, it's all on the wick, man. It's all on the wick, really. So if you were to come back down here, retest this area, and then get some bullish structure out of here. Again, I'm giving you a gap, right? I'm giving you a gap to get in the trade, right? It gives you an opportunity to read the candles and be like, are we getting bullish candles or are we getting bearish candles, right? It'll tell you. Now, if you just get a nice little wick down here and then it comes back up and closes, you could have an opportunity to take a position here and look for that move, at least to the value area high, right? Value area high would probably be the safe bet, the conservative bet, and nobody's gonna think twice about taking 6% out of the market, okay? 6%, and then if you do play with leverage, like I like to, typically use about 3x leverage, that's a really nice trade, 18%, man. Think about it. You're beating the market in one day. Maybe not be one day. It might be a couple days, but here nor there, you're gonna beat the market very easily. So that could be a potential opportunity for you there on Cardano. That's what happens when you do stuff live. You just kind of go all over the place. ADD, man. All right. That is Cardano. Let's see what you guys got in the chat. Just on here. See a lot of TradeFlies. Let's go. Jesse said his strategy still works. What's your strategy, man? Like button smash. My dude, thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. Love the wicks. Yeah, the wicks are awesome. Big fan. If you've been up for 3 days day trading, the candles will talk to you. Oh, man. That's kind of funny, man. Yeah, you're not lying. Dude, I had to slow my roll. Like, there was a moment where, like, I would say I was probably over trading. To just constantly glued to my phone, waking up in the middle of the night. Like, so now I've gotten more comfortable because I've gotten very comfortable with like, all right, cool. The money that I'm risking, I'm not over leveraged in a play. I'm not worried about getting liquidated anymore. And, I'm usually comfortable with my position. And if it were to get stopped out, like I'm not going to lose sleep over it at night. And so, I've gotten a lot more comfortable, but I still try my best if I can get out of trades before I go to sleep, just for my own benefit. I do try that, but here nor there, man. Yeah, They will talk to you, and your wife will talk to you too. She'll tell you, why you're looking at your phone again? So you know how that is. All right, AVAX, let's take a look at that real quick. Let me get the screen up here. You guys don't want to see me. Yeah, dude, this one was a beautiful one. With this, we were all over this one. And this is very easy TA. Very, very easy TA. We made the call on this one though, because you came down to the golden pocket. You have the no horizontal. I gave you an update. I said, hey, it's approaching the area of interest. And I mean, we had the blue line right there. Just retesting the high, man. When it gets bullish, what I think happens, and this is an assumption. This is not reality. It's just what I think. You get these really nice moves up, and the people that have been trapped in these positions for a really long time, you're talking about 6 months, you know, a couple months, whatever the case may be, they're finally profitable. And when they're finally profitable, like, they're realizing those profits. Like, big money, they're not realizing their profits here. They don't really care about it here, right? They're in it for a little bit longer term. Now, if you start breaking some levels that are a little bit more, you know, key, then yeah, they might take profits. But I will say that this level itself for AVAX was super important. 26 to 27 for AVAX was just, it was so clear on the charts. It was so clear. I mean, just look. It was resistance, right? Breakdown, retest, continuation, resistance, 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 impulse, move through. All right. So when you get these big candles, like, they're telling you a lot of what you need to know. And then what do we wait for? It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. Now it was so bullish. You can see the trend here that, again, get this nice candle up. I don't care about any kind of pennants or bull flags. I like to see this, the ascending level of support after the move up. That lets me know, hey, we're probably still bullish. And I actually said as much when somebody was asking me about AVAX and Alex O's Discord. But here we go. We came back down and got our true retest. And look at this. Look at the candle on the daily. The candle on the daily, this is just, it's showing you buying pressure comes in. If you don't think people are looking at this, you don't think they're front running the 618, you're crazy, because they are. You don't think that they're looking at retesting the high of the range, they are. All right, there is a psychological game to be played here too. All right, understand that. What do we got? We got another ascending level of support. All right, so looking really good right now for AVAX. I mean, until it breaks this trend, you don't get too worried about it. But I think in terms of our call, we were looking at this area here, if I remember correctly, at about $30. So this has played out for us, all right? We dropped that in the Discord. We gave you guys that one. You had the sauce. You got the sauce. So there you go. I think we were looking, I want to say, it was something along these lines, if I remember correctly. It was a nice little 2-to-1, 10% move to the upside. Winner, chicken dinner on that one. That was easy. But the thing is, it takes patience. A lot of this takes patience, especially with my trading style. And that is why I was like, do I really need to do this every day? Because, you know, a lot of what I do is swing trading, sometimes intraday trading, not much scalping. It seems like it gets a little repetitive, right? Because we got to kind of play the waiting game. So AVAX, that looks good. You're approaching the 0.5. I don't know if the fun is done yet. I would say probably the 618 right here at the bottom of this level, all right, where you had your support. What you're likely to see is not beat its head, but hit its head right here at about the 618, and then the bottom area of support here. So I don't know that the fun is done. I think there's definitely an opportunity. What's it lining up with? What it seems to be the theme, the consistency throughout these charts. The theme seems to be is there's a little bit more room it could run. There's a little bit more room. Now, I'm not saying it has to happen. I've already told you, get your stop losses in profit. You know, make sure that you're protecting yourself, making sure you're locking something in here. Like, hey, if you got a trend line formulated right now for AVAX, and we've run past the area that we thought was going to be, you know, resistance or where we were going to take profit, there's no harm in sliding up your stop loss to just below that trend. As it's following the trend, as you're developing some kind of structure working its way to the upside, you can ride up your stop loss like along with the trend. And then when it breaks that trend, then you're out. You're done. You locked in your profit. You know, that is something you can do too. There's so many different ways to play this game. I just want to make sure that you guys are making the money, man. That's like the important part to me, is that like, hey, you're getting in these and you're profitable. Like that's the important part to me. All right, here we go. What do we got? 1247 looking good right now. What else can we look at? Let's look at MYX, man. MYX, good, googly moogly. That had a nice move to the upside, and poof. Man, too bad I didn't say in the short on that one, huh? Here we go. I mean, look at this. Right up to the 786. Let's get rid of all this nonsense. All right, there you go. So let's extend that out here. Man, are we flipping it? So you got the rejection out of the 0.786. This was important. Obviously, you didn't get a candle close on the daily above 17.5. And of course, you've rejected right off of that area. Now, benefit of hindsight. I'm going to say that all day. I got the benefit of hindsight right now. But I was looking at this trend line initially. But we had a nice little breakout. You can see it right here. Nice little breakout, retest. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like much, but honestly, it was for MYX. So breakout, retest here. If you measure... What was that move? Yeah, about 12% move. And then, man, this thing just dumped. Absolutely dumped. But that being said, you're coming down to the golden pocket. So I know some of you guys like MYX. I know that you guys trade it pretty actively. You have a nice little area of support here, right? We've already seen it. And what's down here as well? We know it. You know it. Liquidity, baby. Liquidity. Liquidity, as y'all like to say. Let's move it down. I like this. Let's move this down a little bit more. Like, there's liquidity all up in here, but let's go ahead and bring it down just a little bit. Let's tighten the range. If you get a move down here for MYX, you have the golden pocket. You got the 50 SMA. You got the liquidity. You know, this might be the time for old Crypto Squid where he turns on his little bot. This might be that time. That's what he likes to do. He's like, all right, I'm gonna wait for TradeFly to come up with his key levels, and then he will tailor his bot around those key levels. It seems to work out for him pretty well. Now, that being said, if you lose this level, bro, you're coming all the way back down, I think. You ain't got no volume. You ain't got no volume. Not even the 0.786, man. I think you're coming all the way back down to the demand zone. Ain't that crazy? So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. But I would look for some bullish structure coming off the 618. And if you grab that liquidity, that's just a nice little confirmation that this could be a really nice play. Now, if you were to take a play for MYX, you're looking at this trend line. You guys are getting all the sauce, man. You're getting all the sauce. I ain't holding back. So, if you were to take a play out of the golden pocket here, a couple things you're going to look at. You're going to see the 21 here moving over. You got this trend line here. Is it respecting the 21? That is the question. It looks like it is, roughly. Yeah, nice impulsive move through it, came back, retested it, came up, and then pretty much, you know, pretty large candle to the downside through that area too. So it does look like it's being respected. I think the conservative move would be to stop playing the game at the 21. The trend line is the obvious spot, but I think the 21 is the conservative spot, if that makes sense. And dude, come on now. 33%. Ain't nobody gonna be mad about that. But that opportunity's there. It's totally there because of this trend, right? You're following that trend. And that's for me, like, that's personally, I don't try to fight that. And then you try to front run it a little bit as well with that 21. So that's conservative play, but man, that could be a nice one. Squid, remind me, bro. Remind me when it gets down there. Actually, I'm gonna set an alert. This is a degen play, okay? Just so you know, there's a lot of volatility with this asset, so I don't really recommend messing with it. But hey, for me, sometimes I got my degen moments, so I'm gonna go ahead and set an alert rate about. Let's just do it at 9. About 9. So be if I take a trade on this, just so you know, it will be low capital. All right, I got an alert because I know they like trading in the Discord. So you know what? It's fun to play every once in a while. Let a little bit of my degen out. I don't usually put. I think I only put like $100 on it last time. So So there you go. All right, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Let's see. Uh-oh, I think the daily degen might be upside down at this point. Nope, you're good. You're still good. You're at 2.34%. Whew. Yikes. Man, it was so close. That's all right. That is all right. We have to keep an eye on it. I think if we break this area here at about 68 cents, I'm gonna go ahead and just move the stop loss up to entry, which I think I'm gonna do right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's move the stop loss up to entry. We'll lock it in. And if it comes back down, it's all right. We live to fight another day. We're getting another push up. We're doing it live. See, again, sitting level of support, man. Just riding that EMA up. Getting right up to horizontal here. You know what? Look how fast that goes, man. I was about to say, I think I'm just going to take the profits at 14%. That's hilarious. Are you guys hunting my stop? That's hilarious. Yeah. Look, I think it's gonna take that. It's close. It might take that stop. What are we on? The 3? We're on the 5 minute. Let's go to the 3 minute. Feels like a horse race. You're sitting here right now. You're like, go, 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 go. Come on, come on. We'll even play a song. Come on. Total degen play. I love it. Oh man. Come on, baby. Getting a little weak. Look at that. I mean, that came in pretty strong. Yep. I think that one's gonna. I think. Uh-oh. That's all right. Hey, live to fight another day, fam. It is all good. It is all good. Let's go ahead and watch it happen. There it is. All right. So stopped at entry. That is okay. Man, that buying pressure came, or the selling pressure came in pretty quick, right there with that horizontal. That's what I was literally gonna say. I think I'm gonna take the profits, and that's how quick it can happen on 20x leverage. But there it goes, keeps pushing it down. So we're gonna go ahead and just take our, our stop at entry. Ain't no biggie, all right, because it's got to happen during the show. That's how this works, anyways. Wow, man, we got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. Let me see what you guys got in the chat real quick. Scroll back over here. Uh-oh. I see arrows. What is this? Quick reminder, smash the like, subscribe if you're new, and tap the bell. Thank you, Alexandra. You are the best. You are the best mod around. No doubt about it. What'd I do, buddy? I was looking at NYX, man. Look at the chart, bro. We're gonna keep an eye on this area. I know you like to set your bots around some of the key levels. 10K a day. Who's slinging around 10K a day? I used to. Actually, I used to swing a lot more than that, honestly. Here we go. Dutchy. Let's see what you got to say, brother. It's about playing it smart. I sold my entire alt portfolio last year, put that in home renovations, and now I'm selling the place rotation. Yeah. Hey, dude, I did that off the 2021 highs. We started pulling back. Everybody was talking about a recession, and sure enough, we went through the bear market lows. I rotated out before the lows, and I invested in some properties. I basically took my profits from that, and I rotated it into a down payment on a duplex. So I now have a duplex. I have 2 duplexes, actually. One of them on crypto, one of them on my own dime. But yeah, man, I invested in real estate. But here I am, like, I've built up my portfolio again. Not gonna say how much, but yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good. And you can definitely make money on the way up and on the way down. But it's not easy. It is not easy. I don't really recommend it for everybody, to be honest with you. If I'm going to be reals with you, I've given you guys my spiel before. If you're newer, or if you just haven't quite figured it out yet, just DCA. just DCA. All right, that is the tried and true method. Okay, if you want exposure to Bitcoin or any kind of crypto, just DCA and start there. Because what's happening, and I've talked to you guys about this before, but there's probably some people that are new here, just tuning in. You could have bought the 2021 high, you DCA all the way down, bear market lows, and you're down, right? You're down. But as price worked its way back up, because I think it was inevitable that it was going to go back up, it was about 35,000 or so, right? You would be now even. And above that, you're in profit, because that's how DCA works. You're bringing your cost basis down. It also helps you with taxes in terms of being short-term, long-term, right? Because you can take some of that initial investment out after a year, right? You don't have to take it all out. You can realize some of those gains from those earlier purchases, those earlier investments. When you have those gains, you can realize those. So understand that like there's definitely some benefits to a DCA approach. It is very, very hard to trade. It is not for everyone. And I would say like it should probably only be a small percentage of your portfolio. Day trading is not designed for you guys to win. All right, it is not. There is a very small percentage of people that are successful day trading. So, and you know, I've picked up that on with you guys for sure. I think most of you are savvy in the point. I think you guys hold a little bit longer term. Good on you, because trading is just hard. I think a lot of times you guys are here for the family. I think you guys are here for the family, and that is quite okay. I love having you guys here, no doubt about it. But with that, I'm going to get out of here today. We got to head on over to the school. We're going to have a little bit of a meeting. I'm trying to get both of my kids into a private school out here. So we got one last meeting with the family. And then hopefully they will both be enrolled and ready to go. And look, Fartcoin, it dropped under 6.8. So we did the right thing. We got that stop loss entry. Fartcoin pulled back. That thing would be upside down now. So there you go. Thank you guys for being here. It is much, much appreciated. Hope you guys have a great day. As always, trade safe, be safe. I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They're deceived with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you